What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. So happy, so grateful to be here with you all. Beautiful morning here. Bitcoin, $56,900. We got a really fire session ahead of us. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get into it with you all. Just enjoying this moment here with you all. Before we get started today, just the biggest thank you there possibly could be to all the moderators who make this absolutely exceptional. I am so grateful for you. You have no idea, and I want you to know how grateful I am. We all are for all of the hard work you do each and every day. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to each and every one of you who are here right now, wow. I am so thankful for this community, what we have created, what we have set out to do, and what we are accomplishing. We're going to have a lot of fun today. There's so much to discuss each and every day. I'm like, what are we going to talk about? And then all of a sudden, each and every day we have so much to discuss. Just now, finishing my morning coffee here as Honeymoon Instrumental plays, as you all greet from all over the world. Good morning. And here we are. We're ready to kick it off. What are we looking at over here today? I don't even know how we're going to get into everything. We're going to start with this over here, right? Elon Musk. Everyone knows about it. Everyone's talking about it. About 5 hours ago, so 6 hours ago, tweeted, you can now buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. Tesla is using their own nodes. No third party here. You pay it to Tesla. Not only are they accepting it themselves, they're not selling their Bitcoin. They're not converting into fiat. They're holding on to their Bitcoin. It's going to hurt them during the bear market, but they took a $1.5 billion position about a month ago. They're covered for that. No worries. Adoption is taking place before us. The question on everyone's mind, or we were discussing it this morning on Discord over here. People were wondering, listen, was it Tesla that pumped Bitcoin? Does Bitcoin need Tesla? Or does Elon need Bitcoin? Listen, before I went to bed last night, you remember we tweeted this out? When was this tweet over here? Do you remember we tweeted this beautiful chart over here as price was trading down to 54,000 on its way to test the trend line over here? As everyone said, Bitcoin is exhausted. We're going down to 4,000, this, that, and the other thing. And we're like, wait a second, that looks consolidating in a bull flag right below all-time highs. Well, that looks ultra bullish to me. Here we are. What happened? That's the question. Come down to the 2 hour, come down to the 1 hour. It was about 6 hours ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bitcoin was trading right around what? Was it $55,000 or was it 54,600? I don't know exactly. I was sleeping. Before I went to sleep though last night, what happened, that Bitcoin came in for this touch right over here. It held the support and was already rising up. Listen, I honestly don't know, but what I do know is that this is really bullish for the space across the media right now, whether it's CNBC or whether it's whatever people read these days. I have no idea. Whatever media they're following, they're seeing that Tesla's now accepting Bitcoin, and that's ultra bullish. Any way you look at it, could that be what propels us out of the bull flag? Could that even happen today? Maybe. Why I don't think it was the root cause. I think it's absolutely bullish and I like it. How about them apples? Listen, we're coming into resistance, by the way. We have resistance right up here at the top of the bull flag. Until we break out, we haven't broke out. We could be rejected. We got a lot of momentum today. It's looking bullish, but we simply do not know, okay? We want to watch the downside always. I'm going to look at that for 1 second. Chuck, should we wait for a breakout before adding to our position? Chuck, the same thing that we looked at yesterday. That's great awareness to bring up over here so early in the session. Yesterday we said, when do you buy? You don't buy until you get the breakout of that resistance over there. You just don't, you never know what's going to happen. The last thing I did before going live with you all was check out Alan's tweet over here this morning. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I want to cover it really quick with you. Well, I want to come back down to this tweet right over here, right? Hold on with me right there. Right over there. This is what I was like, Alan's all over it. The whole tweet is beautiful. I read the entire thread and it's absolutely exceptional. Alan's game continues to improve and to improve each and every day. Listen, over here, he has his eyes focused right over there, that trend line. If we break below that trend line, the horizontal support at this point, right, that right over there, that's still what we're looking at. And if we break below that, yes, we could have a further correction. What could that correction be, by the way? So we all know, right, that's only 14% that we corrected, consolidating right below the all-time high, extraordinarily bullish. No, Bitcoin is not exhausted. Bitcoin is looking what? Let's say it with me, ultra bullish, right? Does that mean that we break out here and go to new all-time highs and into price discovery? No, I don't know. We're just consolidating. We're coming into resistance. Until we break that resistance, we're ultra cautious and we're waiting. If we break this trend line over here, if we break the horizontal support, yeah, then we're coming lower. We might even come down towards this stronger support over here around 46,800, right? That's a 24, 25% drawdown. What happens if we lose that? Are we going to hold up at 41,000, that light support over there? 33%, probably not. We probably go lower. We could come down all the way towards this level over here. It would be a 39% correction. 37,600. Be aware, it could happen. It's not looking like it. We're looking, what? Ultra bullish, right? So there we are. We all know that I have a 51,500 above that. That's ultra bullish. Below that, it's time to lighten up on your lightly leveraged position because we could be going lower. And then that's that. All right. That's that. By the way, this thread is so good. I just want everyone to go ahead and read this. So I'm just going to retweet this over here. I'm going to say, read this. All right. Boom. Alan, bringing it. Discord, bringing it. Jordan, keeping everyone what? On the right side of the most important trade that matters. It's what we do and it's who we are. This right here, everyone. Pay attention. Grab a sip of coffee. Sip your matcha. This was shared over here by Ian and Michelle, conquering the markets all day long. If you remember when I first started this community back in November 2019, I said, listen, I feel that the more information I share for my 20 years plus trading in the markets, that the more I'm able to continue to uplift all those around me. It'll become this constant feedback loop, right? You see that happening right now through each and every one of you each and every day on Twitter, right here in the comments, the Discord group, where I get my information from and what's going on in the markets is in our Discord group. That's how I do it. I don't CNBC or what. So listen, I was so happy to receive this email from the Randall family, and they're pointing out, just watch this. You're going to love this little bit of affirmation, confirmation. What I love about it, it's that feedback loop we were trying to create where everyone in this community continues to improve their game, up their game, and then all of a sudden, we're just performing at peak performance. You have over here Ian sharing with us, right? You remember this chart over here that we've been looking at? And this is from Charts BTC, a great follow. I love his charts on Twitter. And we're looking at from the halving to the peak of the second cycle, of the first cycle, 291 days. Now, from the halving of the second cycle to the peak was 297 days. What they did over here was they said, all right, from the halving of the third cycle, if you add 291 days, that puts us at what? September the 17th. If you add 297 days, that puts us at what? September 23rd. Where do we all have our eyes on? Right? September the 21st, right between the two. That's just another bit of affirmation, confirmation that we are looking at the right drop zone, the right peak to exit this trade over here. And my eyes are on the exit the whole time. Do I think, the question came up as well in the Discord, I think this morning, Jordan, do I think that it's going to, everyone is looking in the same spot and is that going to cause like a massive spike down as people exit? I'm going to be spending a lot of time coming up talking about that exit because that's the most important thing to focus on going forward over here. And it's not going to be easy. I just really want you all to understand it's really not going to be easy. I know I've been psychologically preparing you for the exit because I do know as we're peaking over there, everyone's going to be, the FOMO is going to be so real, it's going to be ridiculous. No one's going to want to exit. Everyone's going to be thinking Bitcoin's going to 1 million. And most people are looking at December for the exit because the last two bull markets peaked in December. A lot of people don't have that situational awareness that we have, right? So anyway, I loved what the Randall family did over there. I hear about a lot of father and sons working together. It's brought them to closer. The Conquering the Markets channel has brought them closer together because they're able to share this interest together. That's heartwarming for me. As well, we have husband and wives working together. It's absolute beauty. This is a family channel, huh? How about that? I love it. September, I'm going to be focusing. I just planting the seed in your head, whether it's coming up, on live streams, on Conquering the Market training sessions. I'm going to be focusing on what that exit's going to look like. And I just want you all to know right now, it's not going to be easy. We're going to spend a lot of work preparing for that. That brings me up a quote over here. It was shared over here, right? Most people, Elias, by the way, thank you for everything you add to the community each and every day. Most people have the will to win. Few have the will to prepare to win. Bobby Knight, Conquering the Markets, preparing all cycle long. This is so true. Everyone wants to win. Everybody wants to win. There are very few who want to prepare to win. We're preparing to win here each and every day. It's what we do, and it's who we are over here, Conquering the Markets all day long. Again, a big shout out to the Randall family for providing this. They've also provided some extra fire information. I'll share it tomorrow. I don't have it prepared to share today. It's going to take some work. It's really, really important. We'll be looking at that in the days to come. I like this little bit of confirmation, another bit of confirmation that we're looking in the right place. Timing on the cycle is essential. What else? Oh, I didn't mean to get rid of that chart. I'm following you, and it helps a lot. But some info was misleading. Jordan, focus on the technicals. Bitcoin looks ready? For what? It's not ready. It's consolidating. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. All I did was post this chart. Misleading. All I did was post this image. No words. Just an image giving everyone a heads up as everyone was thinking Bitcoin's exhausted and that it's ready for a correction. I just posted a chart saying, wait, we're in a bull flag. Consolidating, I said. I said the word consolidating right off the all-time highs. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I did not mean to mislead you. Anyway, fun stuff over here. This is so funny. I told my wife last night, there were only two charts that I put up to prepare for today's session today. Two charts I put up yesterday on Twitter out of the Conquering the Markets community. Two people said, listen, can we discuss these things tomorrow? The two things that I was looking at, we're all on the same page. I absolutely love it. And what we're looking at over here is the percent balances on exchanges. And this person, I say this person, I follow this. I don't know. I can't pronounce the name. If you're looking at this right now and you want a good follow on Twitter, this is one of them. Okay. Nevertheless, Bitcoin, percentage of balances on exchanges of Bitcoin. There have been two prolonged periods. You can see them in red of steep declines, and neither was a good time to sell. The prior two market tops were preceded by prolonged periods of steep rises. Okay, this cycle has not yet experienced a steep rise. Let's look at this really quick together. Let's see if this is anything that gives us any type of edge or not. And you can see the two prolonged periods over here of declines on Bitcoin and exchanges. We're experiencing that right now. Right? But then you started seeing Bitcoin on exchanges rise over here. This was very early in 2017. It rose for a year, Bitcoin on exchanges, before we topped out. Okay? Listen, I don't think this is signal over here. I went and I looked over here over at Glassnode. I'm trying to figure out whether or not this is anything that's important for us or not. I don't think so. I just want you to understand. Right now, when we look at on-chain analytics and we see, or if you're following on Twitter and they're like, X amount of Bitcoin just removed from Coinbase, that's all bullish. But we're in the bull market phase right now anyway, right? I don't think that's adding any edge. Are we seeing decreasing supply? Yep. Is it a scarce asset? Yep. Is that bullish? Extraordinarily. No question about that. I think there's enough supply. Right? We've taken away about I don't know exactly how many Bitcoin. I think it's 500,000 so far in this bull market. Do I think that there's enough supply that throughout the duration of this bull market, it's not going to affect it? I do. This is not something I'm focused in on over here. And if you wait for, all of a sudden Bitcoin start being sent to exchanges and then look to exit, I think you're going to be way off, because this went on for a year before we topped out. So listen, I think it's important to acknowledge. I think it's bullish, but I don't think it's something that we could use whatsoever to help us on our exit or have any idea whether or not we're going to see a super cycle, which I don't think is going to happen. I want to acknowledge it, though. It's good work. You could be exploring, you could be thinking and creative thinking. That's what it's all about. But it's all a process. It doesn't matter if the conclusion winds up being some type of signal or not. It's not noise. If you're looking and you're searching and you're trying to continue to find out an edge, that's all positive. That all helps you in the future. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. What's obviously disturbing is when you get all caught up in the FUD. That's not an edge. That's a detriment. All right. What else are we looking at? A bunch of other things over here. This is much more important in my opinion. Looking at the 4-year cycle, understanding the 4-year cycle, understanding where we are at in the 4-year cycle, right? That's much more of an important edge than looking at on-chain what's going on with Bitcoin being sent where and this and that and all the other thing. Anyway, let's keep going. BlockFi, this was the other thing. Jordan, what can we discuss this tomorrow? This was the other thing I had prepared for us. BlockFi sent out an announcement yesterday saying they're changing their interest rate payments. The recent Bitcoin price fluctuations and shifting demand in the lending space are the main reasons why we're introducing new rate and tier exchanges. Whether or not that's true or not, I do not know. Let's take a look at it really quick. They've changed their tier 1, right? Up to 1 Bitcoin now pays 6%. It was up to 2.5 Bitcoin. Okay, so here's the thing. There are a lot of people right now holding Bitcoin on BlockFi and receiving an interest rate payment. Up to 2.5 Bitcoin was paying 6%. That's a lot. That's a lot, no question about it. They've changed that now to only 1 Bitcoin, right? Anything over 2.5 Bitcoin is paying 2%. Just a heads up, I do not keep any Bitcoin on BlockFi to receive the interest rate payment. I've talked about often to you in FX, whatever market you're in, if you're letting the interest rate payment, the swap, affect your trade, you're doing it wrong, okay? I do utilize BlockFi to be able to access loans, to be able to access fiat without having a taxable event and continue to hold on to that Bitcoin. That, for me, is why not only BlockFi and in the future, lending platforms are, absolute fire, an asset to have, because you could access fiat without having a taxable event. It's enormous, in my opinion. Now, they did go ahead and increase on Ethereum the rates over here. If you're now holding, boom, 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 they didn't have any interest payout if you're holding over 100 Ethereum, right? Up to 1,000 now, you get 2%. That's fine. What is causing this? That's the question. Is it because of their, arbitrage play they were using with Grayscale GBTC, and once that premium went negative, they had to make up a way to find out how to pay out these interest rates. By the way, this is not going to be a BlockFi video and talking about what their business plan is and whether or not it's a VC play, which I've said for over a year now, in my opinion, what they're looking to do, and it's very smart, to grow their user base, to grow their revenue, and to continue to raise rounds and rounds. Since then, since I said that, they raised first round C, which was 50 million, and they just did round D, which was 350 million, putting them at a 3 billion valuation. Or if other people think that it's a hedge fund and they're doing hedge funds things, I don't know. I honestly don't know. There are risks. I feel comfortable enough to hold a significant amount of money on BlockFi. Everyone who was in the training session yesterday saw how much that is. It's significant. It's not, for sure. And I feel that comfortable. Are there risks? Absolutely. Always know and understand your risk. Any third party is a risk. That's why with Bitcoin, you have the opportunity to hold your own keys, to keep your money stored offline in a hardware wallet, in cold storage, whatever it may be. You have to diversify all of your funds around it. I don't think this is a reason, in my opinion, by the way, to like move over to Celsius, which I personally don't feel comfortable with. A lot of you do, and that's fantastic and that's great. I personally feel much more comfortable with BlockFi than, I keep money at BlockFi. I won't do that with Celsius. Do I think that a year from now or 2 years from now, we're going to have other alternatives that are going to be mature enough where I could diversify through lending platforms? I absolutely do. Anyway, that's a conversation we'll talk about as it develops and as it comes. Let's focus on the technicals, Jordan, and get into the charts over here. Did Elon also pump up the Nasdaq this morning? Is he pumping up the S&P 500, the Russell up 1%? Does the look at that, by the way. Look at the Russell right into the support. You see it? The support resuming off. It's too soon to attack. Why do I say it's too soon to attack? Well, listen, I looked at this yesterday and I said I couldn't do it, and I can't do it again. I'm not sure where would I put this trend line over there. I think it's like that, and I would do this over here. Listen, I don't think that anyone should be taking a position here, but I want to look at it. This is how I would do it. And I would wait for us to clear above before we start attacking here on the Russell. Still under pressure, right? We could come into this resistance and still take out that support. When you are consolidating in an uptrend, you wait, as we're looking here on Bitcoin, you wait for the break of the trend line before looking to attack. On everything but crypto, it's breakout, retest, resumption before you enter to keep yourself safe. Nasdaq continues to look good over here. It continues to consolidate. You can see what's happening over here with not only the lower highs, but it seems to be making higher lows as well. And that's what you're looking at on the Nasdaq right over here. Yep, a breakout over here takes us towards this resistance where my mouse is right now at 13,345. A break above that, and then I think that it was only a matter of time. We're looking at new all-time highs. What's going on with the dollar this morning? Well, S&P 500, let's check it out really quick. It's trying to break out. It hasn't done it yet. It's trying. It could be this session. We'll see. Breakout, retest, resumption though, okay? This is not crypto. Breakout, retest, resumption. What's going on with the dollar? I'm trying to remove this. I can't remove this. There we go. What's going on with the dollar? Right? Let's check it out. Boom. Dollar right now attacking the resistance over here at 92.54. It's a big level on the dollar. Now, here's what I want to add right here as we come into this resistance, because we're at a pivotal critical level, trading above this. And by the way, do you see where my mouse is right now? Do you see this little bit of what was support? And do you see over here its resistance? That makes it tough for us. There's a little bit of noise. All right, it doesn't have to be easy. Nevertheless, I'm going to walk you through it right now. We take a look at what the market's offering us, the lessons each and every day, and that's how we do it. We don't try to set our own rules ahead of the market and have the market trade within those parameters, right? That's not how we do it. So what we're looking at right over here as we're taking out this 92.54 resistance right now, we're looking at a pivotal and critical directional change in the dollar, right? Going to be bullish on the dollar over here, but one thing has to happen over here. It's not only the breakout that's occurring right now. We need this to close above there on the daily. I assume it comes into that resistance level I just showed you right here at 92.80, and then I'm looking for a retest. That retest has to hold. If we trade back down, that's protecting me from going long the dollar. I don't take the breakout over here. I have to wait. Again, I assume it'll peak around 92.80. And then I'm looking for a retest. That retest has to hold. If it resumes off, then we're going to say, okay, trend change on the dollar. The last trend change I had on the dollar was over here. Now I have a trend change on the dollar over there. And then all of a sudden, we're looking bullish on the dollar until the technicals, until the markets show us some type of breakdown that changes that. So we have to focus in the upcoming sessions, as we are right now, on what's going on over here in the dollar. The dollar, right? Is it a dollar story right now? Well, it's always a dollar story, but with the one asterisk, Bitcoin during its bull market phase, all correlations break. No problem about that. We're going to take a quick peek at gold and silver, right? Gold continues acting pretty strong, consolidating at this strong resistance right over here. Continues, all right? Did I just move something? There we go. All right, silver, all right? looks weak, is looking or acting weaker than gold over this past week. Just making observations, not acting on this unless we break above 26.30. Gold and silver. WTI, what's going on over there, right? Nothing. Nothing. Do you see this? This is just a mess. The next time that this could become interesting would be a break above this resistance over there. It's just not interesting right now. It doesn't deserve any more time than we just gave it. Bitcoin coming into the resistance. We need to break above it over here. A break above it, at my opinion, will send it. And this could be the move. And I'm expecting the move. We got really into towards the end of yesterday's Conquering the Market training session. Replay available if you haven't seen it yet. Into the current price action, looking at the last two cycles, what I expect to happen, what happened differently in the past two cycles that I don't think is going to happen this different. That was brought upon by Gene, by the way. Gene, Conquering the Markets, that feedback loop where we just continue to push ourselves to be better and better. And there you go. That was happened over there. What else? Ethereum, let's take a peek at her. Ethereum into the resistance. By the way, as Bitcoin's coming into the resistance, Ethereum's into resistance as well right now. You see that? Ethereum's got double resistance to break up until it goes into price discovery. So be aware, right? When I say be aware, I mean, you don't want to buy this morning for, oh, Ethereum's up 3.5%. I want to buy. No, you're into resistance. Never buy into resistance. You buy off support in uptrends, right? You sell off resistance in downtrends. If you're waiting for the breakout, you got to just wait a little while longer. It's that patience. The patience was what pays. Patience pays. Patience pays. You got to think like a predator. We talk about being in Africa on the savannah. You don't see lions just run at a herd. No, they stalk it. They set up. They work as a team, conquering the markets all day long. They figure out where the weakness is. What animal is sick? What animal is injured? What what baby is separated from the herd a little bit. And then they start circling. They start waiting for the moment to, and then they attack. That's how you do it over there. What else are we looking at over here today, fam? Is it about to get into the FX and see what's going on over there? Well, we've been going, by the way. Well, what are we on here? 30 minutes. Pretty good session so far. Let's keep it going over there. Just getting a breath, right? We'll slide over there. Let's take a look. Boom, 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 boom. I love that one. I love when Elon was selling shorts on Tesla's website. Absolute insane over there. All right, let's take a look at what's going on across FX. What's going on? I don't follow what happens with Bitcoin options expirations. Am I aware of when CME's options are expiring? Yeah. Does it affect the markets? But listen, we were talking this morning too about whether or not I consult, when amounts of Bitcoin are being withdrawn on chain. I focus on price. Price gives me the greatest edge. People wonder or question why you don't focus on moving average. Why don't you focus on fibs? Why don't you focus on the RSI? Why don't you focus on the moon cycle? I focus on what gives us the greatest clarity, the greatest edge. We have a long history here. No one does it better. Across the whole financial space, there's no one who has been more accurate, more in tune with and all markets, not just Bitcoin, all markets. And we do it because we follow price. So that's what I follow. I follow price over here. Do you remember last week, Bitcoin was not a day ago, 2 days ago, everyone's telling me Bitcoin's exhausted. It's coming down to 4,000. Before they did that, I pointed out, listen, we could trade down as low as 37,500. Be ready for it. Be aware. If we break 51,500, that's no longer ultra bullish. At that point, you need to lighten up your position. But everyone already lightened up their position ahead of time. When I say everyone, that's not obviously correct. Many people were very shook by the bullishness of the Bitcoin bull market and got themselves taken out of their positions. You got to wait for a technical breakdown before you lighten up. When Bitcoin is bullish, you got to stick on the bull and ride the bull. It's the bull of all bulls. It's not easy to ride. And I'm telling you right now, the exit is going to be difficult. I know that we're looking at the right place at the right time, and we're going to do exceedingly well. but it's really, really difficult. We're going to have to shift and spend a lot of time and focus making sure that we are prepared as possible so that we do as best as possible. It's game time. You know, that's what it's all about. All right, let's take a look over there. If we break out, can I set an alert? If it breaks out, I want to be able to enjoy that, to watch that. You know, a lot of work goes into what we do over here. Can I set an alert? All right, to set an alert, I need a trend line. A lot of work goes into what we do here, you know, and there are times it's nice to sit back and enjoy. Let's see if that works. I added an alert over there. All right, let's see. DXY targets the upside. As we get into FX right now, we'll talk about the dollar. Again, the dollar is testing this resistance right now. You notice if I go to the 1 hour though, I think that a lot of volatility around this resistance here right now. It's very jumpy over the last 4 hours. You saw the move into the resistance, the strong rejection, and it's now holding, looking to perhaps make a higher high. This is a very important session coming up for the dollar. Let's see what happens. If we look at yields right now, yields are off their highs. They were about, I guess, 36 hours ago, but they're slightly up right now, right? So we'll be watching. What happens on the daily is important today. I would do an afternoon update today, but my mom's coming to visit, and I'm not gonna. My mom's coming to visit. I'm so excited about that. But listen, I'm telling you right now, if we close above this on the daily, that means we have a technical break of the resistance. We'll be then waiting for what? A retest and then a resumption. Okay, this is FX. Is it possible that we spike all the way up towards 92.80? Yep, be prepared for that. That's what I think happens if we get the breakout here. 92.80 is where we'll push back, going for the retest. The retest has got to be successful. It's not a successful retest until you get the resumption out, which is price making a higher high than the previous price bar on the 8-hour time frame. A lot of people are looking for things to happen and transpire quickly, but the edge that we have is having that awareness to be waiting and watching, observing, and then waiting for our places to attack. This is now deserves our attention, right? There you go. Bitcoin is already decoupled from everything, but wait until we get to third quarter, right, of 2021. It's going to be beautiful. All right, with that in mind, that we're into strong resistance on the dollar, let's check out what's going on with the euro US dollar over here. We're already breaking down below the support. I don't know. I guess that's a blue box over here, this whole zone over here. And we're coming into a lot of supply. As we're coming into resistance on the DXY, we're coming into a lot of supply right here on the euro US dollar, which makes it difficult, right? Which makes it difficult. Do you have a trend line over here to help you, right? How does that look? Well, I don't think that's the best work, Jordan. I really don't, and it's fuzzy. All right, no problem. Move aside. By the way, this over here, right? This breakdown, this retest resumption, that was in the training session we did over here. Forex Masterclass, Advanced Intermediate. If you haven't watched that session yet, do watch that. It's a good one. What about let's take a look at other US dollar pairs right now. What's going on with the Australian dollar, the US dollar, as look at that breakdown into support. So as the dollar, right? As the dollar is into that resistance, we're seeing the Euro US dollars into that support zone, that supply zone. The Australian dollar, US dollar right now is broken down over here. So this is good in the fact if the dollar breaks out over here above the resistance, we got some downside here on the Australian dollar, US dollar setting up. This could provide this week a very interesting trade and setup, but right now the support is holding. I want to continue watching this one. So I'm going to go ahead and just green light that over there. What's going on with the New Zealand dollar, US dollar? New Zealand dollar was getting absolutely slaughtered and wrecked yesterday, right? Listen, a little bit of extra info. I was looking for the reason why the New Zealand dollar is getting slaughtered. One of those reasons is that the central bank is looking to put a stop to the rampant speculation going on in the housing market. I mean, listen, they call it speculation, but what it is ultra easy monetary policy across the world causing money to go somewhere. It's happening in every asset possible, including housing markets. But they're pulling back. Not only are they pulling back, by the way, Look over here at the Bank of Canada. This is very important to have over here. Their Bank of Canada, they're not tightening. All they're doing is they're pulling back their, let's say, their liquidity. They're easing. It was Sven. I have to go ahead and pull it up for you. Sven, anytime someone is out there putting out great signal, I want to be, I want to affirm that. I have to find out what he said. Jordan is aware asset prices. We called that back in early April, late March of 2020, right? That was very important over there. I'm looking for here, by the way. Please let me find it right now. There it is. Relative tightening. I love this. Is Sven crushing it right here. The Bank of Canada deemed the crisis officially over, said it's winding down its emergency liquidity measures. The loonie spikes. The dollar's stronger though. Listen, is this a sign of what's coming, not just from Canada, but then from the central banks across the world? I don't know. It's something to watch out for. Basically, what I think is that there's too much liquidity out there that no one was using it. So they were like, all right, we'll just pull it back. All right, this is important. It's just something to make an observation. Bank of Canada not tightening, as Sven put it, relative to the rest of the world. They're tightening. They're just pulling away this excess of liquidity that they have out there that no one's using. All right, anyway, FX, super, super, super interesting. The central planners, right? So what else? What else? Let's keep going over here. We got a lot to discuss in FX right now. New Zealand dollar, US dollar just continues to bleed out, right? No problem. I'm going to move this over into resistance. And if at any point we get, this is now breaking down. If we get a bounce into resistance, then we'll be looking to sell. Bounce into a resistance level and then a resumption off. That opens up sell side. New Zealand dollar, we see the weakness. That's something where we make a note in our head. New Zealand dollar is now weak. It's under pressure because of their central bank looking to pull the air out of their housing market. If we see a move into resistance and it holds and resumes off, we know the New Zealand dollar is weak right now. We're looking to attack it, okay? Mental notes. What about the pound US dollar? Let's check her out. How's the pound holding up over here? Pound broke down from this area of support, okay? Now, so listen, if the pound comes in and retests this and holds and resumes off, are you attacking the pound or are you attacking something like the New Zealand dollar? That's another note you need to be making in your head. You're looking to attack strength versus weakness. Now, the dollar has been showing some strength. It's getting ready to break perhaps an important technical level. Not only break an important technical level, change our bias to now confirm bullishness on the dollar until it breaks down, right? So we're looking to find, if the dollar is providing strength, we're then looking for weakness to attack. You don't want to attack relative strength versus strength, even if it's moderate. If the pound, I still consider to be moderately strong. Do we want to attack strength versus moderately strength? No. All right. Important stuff. What else do we got going on? We looked at the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Let's look at the Canadian dollar. All right. Because the Canadian dollar over there, we saw that push down, but then we saw the dollar putting in its strength. Do we want to attack again? I have to talk about what the market's showing us. Do I want to go long the dollar versus the Canadian dollar when I know that the Bank of Canada is tightening and the loonies acting, relatively strong because of it? Absolutely not, right? This narrows down your focus to what you're trying to look at, all right? Isn't it kind of cool, right? It's all luck. Isn't it kind of cool how we stopped focusing on FX as everything was kind of like range bound, going nowhere, doing nothing. And then all of a sudden we started just like pointing our laser eyes towards the market as it became, back in play. It's fun. I like doing what we do together. US dollar, Japanese yen. I haven't taken a look at it over there, over here. I noticed that the Japanese yen, I don't want to say it's strong yet. We're going to look at yen pairs next. But yesterday we were noticing the strength in the Japanese yen, and what happened on that stronger US dollar, that was a nice pullback. Everyone here could see this. This is a beautiful bull flag that you got going. I'm just going to clone this over here, put it up, right? And sorry. Just trying to get that up like that. You know, getting ready to break out. This is something to watch because dollar breaking above resistance. If this breaks out here, you don't take the breakout. You're not trading Ethereum US dollar here. You're trading US dollar Japanese yen. You wait for the breakout, the retest, the resumption. That could be offering a nice opportunity coming up. Beautiful, beautiful market structures in play over here. Let's take a look at the Japanese yen. Let's take a look at what's going on. Zoom out. All right, let's take a look at the Japanese yen now across all pairs. We'll start with the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. All right, so yesterday we seen that Japanese yen strength coming in. Today we're seeing a move against it. Light local resistance here, but this is in no man's land. This is real. This is resistance. This is support. We're in the middle. There's nothing or no play over here for me right now, and that's fine. Just understanding that is really important. You can see the Canadian dollar, the relative strength over here. So if we look at the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar right now, we expect that we're going to see the Canadian dollar is acting a lot stronger, right? Right. You see it? All right. Let me come back over here though. So if I'm looking to go long against the Japanese yen, I'm narrowing it down. I know the US dollar is currently showing some strength right now. It's into resistance. I want to wait for that affirmation, for that confirmation before taking positions long the US dollar though, right? Canadian dollar here also you could see similar, is not as neat and tight as the bull flag on the US dollar, Japanese yen, but I could see the Canadian dollar. I would say, you know, US dollar, Canadian dollar, British pound, you know, as far as strength. US dollar, Canadian dollar, British pound. On weakness, what do we have on weakness? Well, we're seeing a lot of weakness in New Zealand dollar. Then below that, the Australian dollar, the two commodity currencies. Canadian dollar is also a commodity currency, but we're seeing the central bank over here backing off the pedal a little bit. Not putting on the brakes, but backing off the pedal, right? And then we have the euro in between. So pound and euro in the middle. You know, that's my relative strength indicator right now, and just making notes of it because my brain is able to absorb all of that and keep it going. What else? Euro, Japanese yen. Let's take a look. See the weaker? You see how the Canadian dollar looked better, and now the euro Japanese yen? You could see that coming into the resistance of the breakdown of the... All right, hold on. Look, those that follow each and every day are able to look at this and understand what I'm looking at, but it looks like some like football coach, American football scribble scrabble to me, right? I saw that this trend line over here, this is all very important stuff. If you want to understand and know how to trade cryptocurrency markets, if you want to be able to trade the indexes, focus intently when I'm doing my forte, right? When I say forte, I'm talking about my work on the FX markets. If you want to understand why I have a better read on Bitcoin than anyone else out there, it's because of this here right now. Look at this over here, this resistance. This is resistance, my trend line. It broke over here, retest, resumption off. It held as support. It held as support right here again, and now it's broken down from this line right here. This trend, that's weakness. Not only that, I had this bull flag drawn in over here. We broke down from that support. This was an area of confluence of support. It's broken, and now it's coming up for the retest. Do you see that? So this is something to watch to the downside, right? If we get a resumption off here, that's an entry attacking what we're seeing is perhaps turn in the Japanese yen. Maybe not. It's too soon to know. You could be looking to attack the Japanese yen to the upside, going long here on the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. If you get a breakout, retest, and resumption, you could be looking to attack the Japanese yen strength against weakness here. If we resume down off of it, you see that? Both sides of the market offering up opportunity as the market is in this particular situation where it could be getting ready for a turn. You got to follow what's happening on price at the end of the day. You got to follow when the signal occurs. And we also have the US dollar, Japanese yen, perhaps offering an opportunity to attack to the upside. But this is into resistance, right? This is into resistance. And then the euro, Japanese yen is into resistance. It just so happens that it's into what was broken support. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's all begging for losers. Begging. Listen, please, everyone, I beg you right now, if you haven't yet smashed the like button, to smash the like button. It really supports me and my work. It helps the Google algorithm know you like what's being shared here. And then someone in the world right now, it's going to appear on their YouTube channel. They're going to click on it, and this could change their life. Please smash the like button. If you think I'm a loser for asking, I don't care. Please smash the like button. I'm grateful for it. All right. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? People are so tainted. The free world has everyone shook, you know? The free world these days has everyone shook, but not here. This is conquering the markets. We're able to brush all that nonsense off. We focus here on goodness, on positivity. We focus on family, and we focus on our future and the future of our children and their children. This is what we do here. Smash the like button. Let's get going over here. If you think I'm a loser, share it also. Share the link also then if I'm such a big loser. But I'm begging you to smash that like button over there. You know? US dollar, Mexican peso out of interest. Watching what's happening over here. Look at this. All right. So this is breakout, retest, trying to resume up over here. I don't like it. All right. I don't like it. It's very tradable. And a lot of you took this trade. Do you remember when a lot of you took this trade? It's very tradable. Listen, it's a little bit too jumpy and volatile for me. I'm going to back off and stay away. If it's hard. And that's all. A breakdown above this support, by the way, that would say, all right, maybe the dollar gets rejected at its current resistance. Maybe then the peso firms up. And if you break down below the support, I like playing this once again. You know, this is big resistance right over here. A break above it. Do I like it? Man, I just, you could hear my tone. You could hear the unsureness of it. And unless I'm sure, I'm not going to go for it. All right. So what else are we looking at this morning? Yeah, that's been a mouthful. Euro, British pound. This remains weak. This is into resistance over here. Okay. It's a tough one. It's tough right now. But it is into resistance. Strong downtrend, into resistance. I don't like it. I think maybe on a higher time frame, I would like it more. I think that if I wanted and was setting up an entry over here, you'd probably never heard me say this. I would get off the 8-hour. I would go to a higher time frame, probably the daily, and be looking for a lower low on the daily, but to take this trade over here right now. All right. What else? What else, everyone? Could we spot a descending triangle on Bitcoin instead of above? Let's take a look at it. So this is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, right? I'm going to go to the 8-hour. All right. Could we spot a descending triangle like that? If I was looking at at 52, 60, 82, like this area over here, and I said is that the support over there? Do you see a descending triangle if I did that? Is that the question, Reza? Is that what you're looking at? Just so I know. Could you say, is that a descending triangle over here if I did that? Yeah. Listen, I wouldn't say you're wrong by any means, right? But I like my bull flag over here because I cloned this line. And then I saw over here, this was the resistance, right? And then I saw the support over here. I think it's neater and I think it's better. But if you're looking at a descending triangle over here and you're using right over here, that support, that resistance, and then another touch into that resistance, and you're saying, and you're watching that, you're okay. And you're okay because all that matters is this line right over here, the same line that I'm looking at from my bull flag. That's the only line that matters. That's the resistance, and a break above that sends it. So whether you're focused over here on a descending triangle or a bull flag, it's really irrelevant. And this is primary. Let's say this. This is in play by the market over here, this trend line. Let me make it bright because you can see we had the one touch into it. and then another touch into it, which held given that higher high. So yeah, that's it. I mean, that's perfectly well articulated. That I don't need to add anything else, and that's how I see it. Jordan, almost no doubt Musk invoked a mass buy of bit and alts, but did he? Could we get a timestamp on his Twitter, and then to know where that it was 6 hours ago, 6 hours was Bitcoin trading at 5,550 when he tweeted, and if he did, and Bitcoin went up another 1.8%, was that on Musk or was that on my TA? I don't know. I honestly don't know, and it doesn't really matter what you think. It's bullish that Tesla's adopting Bitcoin. Any way you look at it, I want to be clear. Bitcoin does not need Tesla, and Tesla needs Bitcoin. Tesla has generated more revenue off their Bitcoin investment than they ever have as a car company. If they fail as a car company, they're all good because of their Bitcoin position. That's my opinion. That's been my opinion. Listen, who was the first one or one of the first people that let you know as Elon flew to Hawaii to talk to Larry Ellison that it was probably to get his advice as he sits on the board of Tesla to whether or not they're going to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet right after Michael Saylor tweeted out Elon and saying, hey, listen, you should do your shareholders a favor. I don't know. But is Bitcoin going to do its thing during its bull market over here, during its 4-year cycle, regardless of what Elon and Tesla do? 100% absolutely. Is it bullish what Elon and Tesla are doing? 100% absolutely. And there it is. But it's nice seeing the news cycle in the financial markets today talking about that Tesla. You can now buy a Tesla using Bitcoin. That's awesome. I love it. Even better that Elon is like, we're not selling it. We're not converting it to fiat and we're holding it. The guy knows what's up. He really does. He really knows what's up. So that's that. I think it's been a great session. Oh my gosh, Robert, what happened over there? Who did that and why? No. That obviously immediate ban. No question about that. So failure to test the 21 weekly EMA trademark of the cycle? No. Anyone who's watching the 21 week, why? You can't follow those who have been wrong. If someone is telling you and has told you going into this bull market cycle that we're looking at diminishing returns and we should have trouble breaking 20K, and at this point didn't expect us to be trading here, come on, now you're going to follow their 21 EMA? That makes no sense whatsoever. I don't care how nice the person is. If I exit Bitcoin at the top of this cycle and it's not the type of the cycle, and then we go into hyper Bitcoinization and you didn't see me get long, do not follow me ever again. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Period. The end. This cycle is nothing about the 21 week EMA. Nothing, and it never was. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. It's just as bad having people not positioned in at the right time as having them exit early. It's just everyone following whoever who was expecting $20,000 to hold at the because like ninth inning, that's just as bad and just as detrimental to people and their future as the person who's selling here at 36,000. It's the same thing. So anyway, that's that. So what else are we looking at? My brother, you just triggered off the whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I do too, Ryan. I want to fly over to meet Larry in Hawaii, talk about what he knows and what's going on over there. Is Oracle going to announce they purchased Bitcoin? They just raised another $15 billion. Oracle have yet to give any type of hint or mention that they've taken a Bitcoin position. Are we about to see a bunch of things as everyone has their eye on Morgan Stanley next week opening up Bitcoin investments to high net individuals, those who have over $5 million of liquid investments or more? Or are we going to start see corporations beginning to announce? I don't know. It's fuel for the fire, though. That's for sure. Either way, Bitcoin is doing its Bitcoin thing. All right. What else? I don't think either one of these things, by the way, just, Michael Saylor, the Chad of all Chads over here, the Bitcoin ambassador for 2021, he could go the same way as Roger Ver, by the way. Roger Ver was the Bitcoin ambassador of Bitcoin ambassadors. There's no question Bitcoin is where it is today because of Roger Ver. Roger Ver caught some massive Bitcoin syndrome, right? And Bitcoin wrecked him. It could happen to Michael Saylor as well. Bitcoin teaches you one thing, myself included. It will teach you to kill. I don't want to use that word, but listen, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin doesn't need anyone. Michael Saylor, Elon Musk, absolutely, definitely included. They are riding Bitcoin's coattails. And that's that. Listen, I love what Michael is doing for the space. He is absolutely bringing the fire. He's out there across all the networks, lighting up. If he goes on CNBC and they ask him, he makes them all look silly. There's no question about that. But what happens in the future, that's up to Michael. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So what else? What else are we looking at? Ruthless, cunning, patient, sweet. I don't know. But what did Jesus tell us? Be as cunning as wolves, as gentle as doves, and cunning as wolves. Right? So what else are we looking at? Jordan, when do you think one should stop adding to his or her Bitcoin positions on every pullback? Eduardo, I think what you're talking about over here is strategy number 2 on 3 ways to trade Bitcoin during the bull market phase over there. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for lighting up those likes. That meant a lot to me. I appreciate it very much, as I do each and every time. When do you stop adding? Do you mean like we're expecting 30% plus pullbacks, right? So, Eduardo, I don't understand the question. This is what you're asking. At what point in this cycle do we stop adding to the pullbacks, right? Like right now, if we have a 30% pullback, you're trading strategy number 2, do you add to the pullback? Is Bitcoin still cheap? Do I think that Bitcoin is trading under its bear market low right now? I do. Unless, of course, the only thing that could change that be if Bitcoin loses this support and Bitcoin dumps down towards $40,000. Then do I think Bitcoin's trading under its bear market low? No, I think it's trading right around its bear market low, and that will be lower. If Bitcoin breaks out of this bull market flag, this bull flag in this bull market and puts in another leg up, do I think that will be the bear market low? I do. That's what I'm leaning towards. We'll see what unfolds over these next couple of weeks. But when do you stop taking those positions? I mean, I've stopped. I don't need to. I'm fully positioned in more. I don't need to. I've stopped. I don't think that you should stop. I think that when you need to stop is as we start entering that vertical move. And we haven't yet even started the parabolic move. We're just in the bull market phase right now. Yeah, once I'm like, all right, now we've entered the parabolic move, right? At that point, there are still 30% drawdowns and they're good ones to take, but you got to be quick and you got to be aggressive. There's no need to do it. And that's, it's a position of power to realize that there's money on the table and you don't need to take it. It's a position of power. And you want to be trading from a position of power. You don't want to be getting yourself into like a position where you're just so tight and tightly leveraged that one mistake could ruin you. There will be many people that will get greedy towards the top. And, maybe their average position, if say Bitcoin goes to $350,000, maybe their average position into Bitcoin is like $200,000. Those people run the opportunity as Bitcoin smashes in their face of becoming hodlers throughout. They'll be okay if they hold next Bitcoin bull market, but that's not what we're trying to do. I think to answer your question, as I think it out loud over here and work through it, the safest place to take the last entry into Bitcoin, and I will be taking another entry at that point, is the last pullback before we go parabolic. I have an idea of when that's going to be, right? We talked about that in our last training session. The Randall family helped kind of tweak that to get that more, how do you say more correct? Correct, much better, much gooder. They did, and we're going to talk about that soon with y'all. as we get a visual explanation of what it is we're looking at. The last pullback before the parabolic move will be the last position I take, and it will be a big one. During the parabolic move, there will be pullbacks. I don't think at that point you need to take any more. So you still got some time. You still got some time. All right, everyone. I think we crushed it. I'm going to go pick up mom at the airport. How about that? All right. Let's see. Let's put on some tunes. Stop the music. Stop the music. You know, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. The guy was bearish coming into $20,000 and told everyone that would be it. There's no question. He's been wrong. That's fine. Just say, look, I was wrong. I was dead wrong. Don't keep putting, anyway, it's dangerous. Just go, it's on his YouTube videos. Go back and watch what was happening throughout that whole time. There's no question about it. He's dead wrong. I don't care if you like, listen, if you like him, that's fantastic. He's a nice guy. Go have a drink with him. But listen, and if you want to go hang out with him, go hang out with him on his YouTube channel and do whatever. I could care less. But don't talk about him here. It's completely dangerous. He's completely wrong. He's been completely wrong. Lengthening cycle, diminishing returns. We looked at that in November when the question came up. We spent about a long time, about 6 or 7 minutes, and was like, no, the guy's wrong. I'm not going to entertain him. I'm not going to have him on my channel to talk about a thesis that's completely wrong. He's wrong. I don't care if you got a crush on him. Go hang out on his channel. Do not bring up anything that could lead anyone else astray. I care very strongly about my own. The reason that so many people following this channel have already achieved life-changing things is because we're laser focused on what's important. If people right now were like, you have to follow Peter Schiff, I'd be like, no, the guy is a broken clock. Anyway, no. I'm starting my music over from the beginning. That's awesome, Philip. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother, so much. Lots of love to you. Lots of love to the community. matrix. All right, listen, we're about to drop head snack over here. We're about to go out on a high note. You guys always make it. You guys are fantastic. Listen, guys, I apologize anytime. It's the internet. You got a bunch of people on the internet always looking to never got enough attention from their mom, from their daddy. They're always looking to cause and stir up things. I apologize for any time. What a beautiful episode. Let's focus on what it was. This was... I really love this episode. It was an important one. It was a good one. We came here and we did what we need to do. But more importantly, we did that when it was called for, right over here as price was coming down over here and everyone was really shook and scared. Bitcoin's exhausted. And I was like, wait, no. That's what we do here. We do our best to make sure we stay focused. We follow the technicals. We are hyper-focused on the technicals, and then we're able to stay in the most important trade that matters. The reason I loved Alan's thread this morning and the reason why I highlighted it for you all, because each and every post in that thread was perfectly in tune, an important signal, and you should read it and you should watch it. And I love the one where he pointed out that red circle and said, look, if we lose that trend line, then we're going to see further downside pressure. That's what we're looking at. Even though I continue to be ultra bullish on Bitcoin at this moment because we are consolidating above the all-time high in this bull flag, if we break down, we already looked at the levels we're going first and then second, right? We know where we're going. You know, someone yesterday was at me on Twitter. They're like, Jordan, you said that Bitcoin's getting ready and it moved down $3,000. Are you kidding me? Price fluctuated and you're getting all triggered? You got to change your time preference, my friends. All right, we're going to drop head snack over here, so get ready.
Markets, analyzing the charts, hitting projected targets within the margin. Find the flow, sip the matcha, and wait for the waves to come in with lobsters. The kind-hearted Jordan Fosters, working smarter, not harder to move the markers. On his way to conquer, trading and investing, drinking the coffee while reflecting on the blessing. The markets are not crashing, the prices might be slashing just to pretend they're in fashion. Need a like button, comments, and smash it. Boom, boom, Jordan in the room. Grab the bull.
Thank you, Zen. Thank you, Zen.
Flow from the plateau, make the play. Boom, boom, it's a taco day.
It's a taco day. It's a taco day.
Boom, boom. Everyone, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see you all over on the Twitter. I'll see you all over on the Twitter. I hope we get this breakout over here. If we don't, if we get rejected over here as we're coming to this resistance, watch out for that trend line over there. breaking the trend line, extend this down. What do you got? You got a little bit. That's not correct. That's hold on one second. I like to be correct. Hold on. I want to keep the angle at. All right, here's what I do. If I get stuck, I go like this. I copy this line, or I could clone that line, and I'm going to overlap it like this, right? I want to make sure that I'm correct, right? So anyway, whatever. If we break this trend line over there, then we have support coming in. Look where my mouse is. Look to the left, right? The number I gave you was what? 51,500, right? Look to the left. You'll see that as we come into that little bit of broken resistance support, that could coincide with this right over here. That remains the same. I would not exit personally, Jordan, on a break. Maybe you want to lighten up a little if you're trading a little bit higher, lightly leveraged. But I'm still looking at my same number, 51,500, a breakdown of this trend line, of this bull flag. That would have me lightening up my lightly leveraged position and then just looking and waiting for it to repair itself before looking to add. Trading lightly leveraged, I do not add on the 30% pullback, 20% pullback. I add as it repairs itself. All right, everyone. Those that got to stick around to the end, they get it all. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Thank you. And again, I started this off with a sincere, wholehearted, grateful thank you to the moderators. And that's how I would like to end it as well. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, everyone. May God bless you.